What's up, y'all? It's Khadija Senegal, and it is voting season. It is the year 2020, and it's time to vote. We are about 2 weeks, 2 weeks from voting and turning in our mail-in ballots. So, I wanted to just briefly explain what these propositions/measures are because they're confusing as hell. They really are. So, we're going to start with Proposition 4. What does it mean? Basically, do you want money to still go to stem cell research? That's all. That's it. Yes or no? Okay. And I have my ballots here, so I'm reading directly from the official ballot. In the voter information book that they mailed us, pretty much everybody, I am in the state of California, but everybody in the United States of America should have gotten this. So, Prop 15, do you want to increase funding sources for public schools, community colleges by changing tax assessment of commercial and industry property? Basically, do you want money to still go to schools from the taxes? Meaning taxes will change. Yes or no? That's it. Now, I'm not a legal advisor or anything, so this is just my understanding of these props. Do your own research, boo. Please. Okay? Don't come looking for me because you voted wrong. The choice is ultimately yours. I'm just here to help if I can, if you're not understanding what these props mean. All right? So, prop number 16 allows diversity as a factor in public employment, education, and contracting decisions. Pretty much what we already have, making sure that they're not being discriminative in the employment or school, anywhere you go. You want to make sure that it's still diverse. Yes or no? Or do you want to be racist? That's what it's asking you. Do you want diversity or racism, basically? Do you want who you are to be considered before you get a job? Yes or no? That's what it's saying. Okay, we got Measure 17, Prop 17. Restores right to vote after completion of prison term. When somebody get out of jail, do you want them to vote or not? Right now, they cannot vote. It's structured for them, and they can't vote right after they get out of job. They have right after they get out of jail. So can they vote? Yes or no? Once they're out of jail. That's what it's asking you. Proposition 18 amends California Constitution to permit 17-year-olds to vote in primary and special elections if they will turn 18 by the next general election. Do you want kids that are 17 years old to pretty much go on this list of elections so that they're ready by the time they're 18? Yes or no? Yes or no? Because they will be adults by the time they end up voting. So do you want them to register while they're still 17? That's all it's asking. Yes or no on that. Measure 19 changes certain property tax rules, legislative constitutional amendment. Let me go to my voter information book and kind of read up on that again, so it says permits homeowners who are over 55, severely disabled, or whose homes were destroyed by wildfire disaster to transfer their primary residence's property tax base value to a replacement residence of any value anywhere in the state. And it also limits tax benefits for certain transfers of real property between family members. This one was a little tough one for me because I'm not too familiar with taxes or anything like that. I know that gets really tricky. But it's basically just saying homeowners who are above this certain age or within this certain health group, can they transfer their residence property taxes based on where they're going to be living now of any value? Yes or no? All right. And then we have Measure 20, restricts parole for certain offenses currently considered to be nonviolent. Authorizes felony sentences for certain offenses currently treated only as misdemeanors. So the first one, because they all tricky. You got to read this stuff like over and over and over again to really understand it. Restricts parole for certain offenses. Let me go to this book, because I think my mind is playing tricks on me now. So limits access to parole for nonviolent offenders who have completed the full term of their primary offense by eliminating eligibility for certain offenses. Basically, do you want that person to have limited access to parole for misdemeanors, stuff like that, for small stuff, petty stuff, non-violent, after they complete their jail time? Do you want them to have little chances of parole once they're done? That's a yes or a no. Also, authorizes felony charges for specified theft crimes currently chargeable only as misdemeanors, including some theft crimes where the value is between $250 and $950. Requires persons convicted of special misdemeanors to submit to collection of DNA samples for state database. I don't know, y'all. Some stuff is tricky. Number 20. Do y'all research, okay? Okay. We have Prop 21. Expands local government's authority to enact rent control on residential property. I think that one is pretty straightforward, especially if you in California, you understand, honey. We need some control on that rent. So vote yes or no on rent control. That's it. Measure 22 exempts app-based transportation and delivery companies from providing employee benefits to certain drivers. So basically Ubers, all those ride shares, do you want the drivers to now be considered employees where they'll be under a business restriction or within like, you know how at your job, like you have to work within a certain amount of hours, all the health benefits, whoop-de-whoop, all of that? Do you want your driver to have that or still be considered independent contractors, so still self-employed? Yes or no? Do you want them to be an employee or self-employed? Pretty much. That's measure 22. Measure 23 establishes state requirements for kidney dialysis clinics. Requires on-site medical professional. So, like most families, if you have someone in your household or your family member who is doing those dialysis treatments, do you want a physician around while those treatments are happening? That's all that's saying. That it'll be a requirement for clinic treatments. Any dialysis clinics requires on-site medical professional. Of course, when you go into those facilities, they have the physicians there already, but some do treatments at home. So do you want that physician there? Yes or no? Is it required for the physician to be there? Yes or no? All right, we got two more measures. Number 24, amends consumer privacy laws. That pretty much just says, do you want businesses to share your information? Do you want them to share it, or do you want them to still protect your personal information? That's all. Do you want it to be shared or not? Yes or no? That's it. And then the last measure, this word is so big, referendum. There it is. Referendum on law that replaced money bail with system based on public safety and flight risk. This one pretty much just says, let's go to the book and let's see what they're really talking about. Because you can't rely on these little summaries on these ballots. You need to know for real, for real. Okay, number 25. Oh, do you want the money bail system to be replaced with a different system that finds out whether somebody is safe or not to be out of jail? So say like if you do something and you're the suspect or whatever, would you rather a system, the bail system, to stay, so where you're able to bail yourself out, or would you rather the court system to find out whether you're safe or not, you're a flight risk or not, to stay out of jail before your trial? That's what it's saying. Limits detention of a person in jail before trial for most misdemeanors. So if you got arrested for something not too big, would you rather go to jail and go through that whole bail system? Or would you rather the court be like, all right, let me see if this person is worth staying out of jail until their trial? Yes or no? And that's what it's saying, y'all. It's only 25 propositions. Yeah, 25 we have. It was pretty interesting doing this ballot. I forgot all about the presidential election until the last sheet because the props was so interesting. But yeah, you guys, so that's it. That's all I got. Good luck and vote. Most importantly, vote. Bye.